Hey, welcome to the Shrewdness. I'm Prue,
Woo!
joined
What's
by Dex and
up?
Chiz as usual. Tonight we have a special guest that I'm going to let Dex introduce here shortly. This whole episode we're going to talk baseball with Mr. Byron. We are midway through the season, just about, for the Royals this year, and we thought never a better time to have an ex-Royal on the show to
That's
talk
right.
about the 2026 Kansas City Royals along with his past and growing up baseball, all the good things in the baseball world. Dex, why don't you introduce our guests and we'll get started.
Absolutely. So we have the honor and privilege of having Byron Gettis Sr. on the show with us today. So he was a former Kansas City Royal and Detroit Tiger. Was a 2003 minor league player of the year. So the same year for us Royals fans out there, Zach Greinke, also player of the year. And he is going to just talk baseball with us. So this is all we really wanted to do is talk a little bit of baseball. We're going to talk about kind of kids ball today, the path to the majors, his path, kind of what he experienced in the minor leagues. He's currently coaching baseball and football right now, so he's going to give us perspective on kind of what it looks like now, what's a path look like now. Do two-sport athletes still exist? We're going to talk about that a little bit. And we're just going to get some great stories. So I already got previews of a lot of these. They're awesome. They're incredible. So we're just super excited to have Byron on the show with us today. So welcome to the Shrewdness, Byron. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Right on. Thanks, Dex.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Prue. I appreciate you.
So I think we're going to start off. We just want to hear kind of your story. So you graduated in 1998 from Cahokia Senior High. What happened next? How did you get to the Royals? What was the path?
I got to ask him this first. Okay, our man here wasn't just a phenomenal baseball player, okay? He was a phenomenal football player. So phenomenal that he had a Division I scholarship from Minnesota. So he could have been quarterback for the Golden Gophers before he decided to go baseball. So talk to us about that decision, how you decided to go baseball versus college football. Like, what goes through an 18-year-old's head?
Man, wow. Man, just really thinking about that time. I love baseball. Guys, I started playing baseball when I was 4 or 5. And it just became a part of my life. My mom was my coach. So,
wow.
we had all the equipment at the house, we had everything. So I just grew up baseball. I got into football later, and really I didn't pick up football to where, you know, I felt like I was good, where people thought I was pretty good until really my freshman year. I could throw it well, and I was a big guy, and during that time, option football was the, Nebraska Cornhusker.
Totally.
Was the
Tom Osborne running
Yeah,
around.
so-
Lawrence
They were
Phillips.
mowing people down with that triple option, baby.
Yeah.
So I was a big guy playing quarterback and could throw it. But baseball, man, I was on varsity my freshman year playing against some tough competition in our area, a sleeper area for baseball, this Metro East area. And I started having success, I guess, my sophomore year in high school, because Legion Ball was big. Legion Ball was huge in our area.
Remember Legion
Because-
Ball?
Yeah.
And I played RBI baseball.
Oh, so great.
So coming up, playing RBI, I told Dex this the other day, the only time I played on turf, seems like everybody's playing on turf now. In RBI, they guaranteed you 2 games in Busch Stadium.
Oh, wow.
So
wow.
we got to play in Busch Stadium 2 games.
No way.
And so that gave me like that fire, like, man, one of these days maybe I'll play in this. But I only played baseball and football and sports really because my friends played, kept me busy, and I loved it. But my sophomore year, someone said, like, man, you're pretty good in baseball. I knew I could hit the ball. I knew I could do some things, but again, like I said, Cahokia is not known for baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Homer Bush came from my area, and Homer Bush was drafted out of, I want to say high school. I don't know if he
Yeah, I
drafted
think
out of
you're
high
right.
school. And to the Yankees or the Padres. It was a Padre. Van Smith was a Van Scout in our area, and he was a Padre scout. And he talked to me and said, "Hey, what's your interest in baseball? Because we hear that you're a good football player, or is football your future?" And at that time, I was like, "Hey, I
You
love
tell
football
me.
too."
Right.
And and for football, man, I was getting scholarship offers from, I mean, pretty much all the Big Ten schools. I had some big time coaches in my living room, and really baseball. To be honest with you, I wasn't really getting recruited in baseball.
Yeah.
I was
Wow.
getting more looks in baseball from professional,
Oh yeah.
Weird.
not colleges.
Yeah. I
Weird.
bet that's
So
right though, because back then college baseball wasn't nearly as developed as it is now.
Right.
correct, correct. So more
That makes a lot
professional
of sense,
scouts
actually.
Yeah.
was coming to me and saying, "Hey, we want to see you do this, see you do that." And I really didn't play no select teams or nothing like that because select ball wasn't. It
It
was
didn't
Legion ball.
exist.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, the good thing about Legion ball is you could be a freshman in college and
Well, I
still
didn't know
play
that.
senior Legion. So we was playing against some good competitions. I mean, Chatham Glenwood. I remember a Legion tournament had Jason Worth there
Oh wow.
and
Oh,
played
cool.
against Jason Worth.
Wow.
And you talking about that? So many pro scouts was there to watch him. Because it was easy to come in the St. Louis area. You fly to the airport, drive over,
Yep.
and if y'all remember, Edwardsville had won the national high school tournament that year against the Charlotte team in
Yeah.
Oh,
'98.
wow.
They had a really good team back then.
Right. Well, Charlotte had what's Roscoe's name? Oh gosh, played football at Clemson. He was a
Yes.
first round pick for the Royals
Yes.
that year.
Yes.
Unbelievable receiver who played baseball, went back. So we had come across that. But anyway, I was my
Roscoe
senior year,
Crosby.
Roscoe Crosby. My senior year, I hit like 565, struck out one time.
Jeez.
And it's
That's
it's
okay.
crazy. It's crazy because I was getting I had verbally committed to Minnesota. I went on visits to Mizzou. I had offers from Nebraska. I had offers from Michigan. I was receiving all these offers, and most of them was like, "Hey, look, you're a football player. You 220, 225, 6'2". I ran the 60 in good time." Most people thought I was a football player that was playing baseball,
Right.
Gotcha.
Like
but
Bo
I,
Jackson.
my
You were
I was
like a
gonna
Bo
say,
Jackson.
Bo
oh
Jackson.
man, I got the Bo Jackson, all that, right?
Yeah.
But I love baseball. And I knew that my career would be longer in baseball than football.
Truth.
So I went out and Ed Kessler and Phil Hutman. Phil Hutman was a scout for the Royals. Ed Kessler he wasn't even a higher up scout. He was just like a local scout. And he begged Phil. He's like, "Guys, you guys got to come see this guy." And Ed, out of all the guys, Ed has never, I think he had one or maybe two guys that signed to play pro ball. It wasn't like, Ed
Yeah.
had the eye for professional baseball players.
Right. Right.
And Phil came out, and I mean, guys, I switched hit a little bit, but that was like during Legion or just playing around.
Yeah.
When the Royals was there, I was putting the ball out of the stadium on my left side, my right side. I ran a 6'7", 60.
Oh wow.
And I was throwing the ball. I mean, crazy. And they came to one of my Legion games, and I had a really good game. And Phil was like, "Hey, what's your thoughts about playing professional baseball?"
Yeah.
And I talked it over with my family, my godfather, my late Tyra Suggs. He's my godfather that passed away. They were all influential in my life. And we sat down at a bowling alley because on one of my cards it says he signed a professional contract in a bowling alley. We sat down
awesome.
Oh my gosh.
a local bowling alley and we talked. And my mom said, "I just want you to get an education."
Mm-hmm.
My dad said, "Well, this is your dream. Why not go and chase it?" And then my godfather was like, "You could always go back to school
That's right.
and play. Why not try and go this way? Don't worry about finances
That's
because
true.
if you make it, baseball is gonna take care of you and probably the family.
Right.
So I weighed all my options, and I ended up calling Minnesota, one of the hardest calls I had to make,
Oh, I
and
bet.
say, hey, Glenn Mason was the coach,
Yeah,
Mitch
I
Browning.
remember him.
So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go and play baseball. I think, this is a good opportunity for me. And that's how I signed. I ended up
How'd they take
signing
it, Byron? How did they take it when you called them?
Mitch Browning, who's a good friend of mine, really good, well-known coach.
Yeah.
Uh, he said it's the biggest mistake you making in your life.
Oh no!
At least he let you down easy. Good Lord.
I kid you not.
Poor
I kid you not.
18-year-old Byron's like, oh no.
Because the thing is, like, I was one of their top recruits, and they said now, and I kind of didn't know this arena because
Yeah.
you didn't hear a lot of football, baseball players that went to college and played football, and
No.
now this is crazy because Michigan was my dream school,
Mm-hmm.
but you know who was quarterback for Michigan during that time?
Tom Brady.
Drew Henson.
Drew
Yep,
Henson.
Drew Henson.
Oh my
It was the Yankees
goodness.
and Michigan. Yeah. Drew Henson was a two-way player at Michigan
Yeah.
at the time, so you had some options. They
Right.
obviously didn't care because they let him do it.
Well, Drew Henson, he didn't play baseball at Michigan. He was with the Yankees and
That's right.
playing football.
That's
so
right.
I didn't know how football
That's
and college was going to work where I played football and baseball. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go pro ball. If it's meant for me, I'll make it. If it's not, I'll go back to school and play football.
Right.
Yeah.
And Mitch did tell me what he told me. But the good thing about Mitch was, I would call him during the off season just to check in with him, just to keep that door open because I really didn't know how it was going to go.
That was smart of you.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Keep those
very smart.
connections, right?
Well, yeah, I must tell you, 2002, I was like, if I don't have a good year, because Glenn Mason, was a finalist, him and for Ohio State job, him
Oh
and who
my
ended up getting
goodness.
Jim Tressel.
Jim Tressel,
Tressel.
because
Yep.
Tressel was coming from Youngstown
That's
State,
right.
and Mason was coming from Minnesota. They were finalists for that Ohio State job. And even though I'm a Michigan fan still to this day, I said, in my mind, I said, man, if I don't have a good year and Glenn gets that job, I'm going back to school to play football.
But you had a good year in 2002.
Oh,
You hit,
yeah,
you
I
hit
did.
283 in Wilmington, right? That was when you were Wilmington?
Oh, man, amazing. I love Wilmington, Delaware.
The Blue Rocks?
Absolutely. They had amazing host families. Oh, man, Wilmington, they was the big league club for Wilmington, Delaware, so the fans was awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They treated you like big leaguers there. It was awesome. Wilmington
That
was
is cool.
my favorite place.
That's a cool place.
So that's kind of how I end up going into baseball and, left on the 4th of July. I believe it was July 3rd. I reported to rookie ball camp. So, it was a short turnaround and, I didn't know what to expect, guys. This is my first time leaving home from an extended time.
Right.
But I got to play baseball.
How did that part work? Because they had drafts. I remember they had really, really many rounds of drafts. Because Mike Piazza was a story like the 48th
like
round or
some
something.
ridiculous
Tommy
round,
Lasorda
yeah.
picked him
Right.
because he's a nephew or a distant something. How do you just get
Yeah.
signed?
Correct.
Like straight up.
So the draft had passed, and then they
okay.
had a draft and follow. If y'all remember, I don't know if y'all remember draft and follows where you can get drafted and then they can come back and get like a supplemental draft
Yes.
or
Yeah.
draft and follow. And they talked about that, and I didn't have enough information. I didn't have an agent. I didn't know anything
Right.
about it.
Gotcha.
I was just like, you know what? No, I'm ready to go
Let's
now.
go.
So I was playing Legion ball. They found out I was going Tampa Bay. I tried out for Tampa Bay. Like I played in front of their scouts. I think I did well. They didn't sign me, but the Royals was like, "Hey man, we think you got a future in baseball." And
They kind of knew how to spot
Ed and Phil.
outfielders at the time.
Totally.
Oh,
They
yeah.
definitely had an eye for him. So in 2003, you were minor league prospect of the year. Then you fracture your hamate bone. So tell me, we hear at the time
We've heard it. We've
they
heard a
didn't
couple of
talk a
those
lot
stories
about
this year.
hamate bones, but
Yes.
now everybody's hurting their hamate bone. Tell me what it's like when you hurt your hamate and what it's like coming back from that. Because I mean, it just seems like it's such a huge part of your game.
The first person I heard about a hamate bone was Scott Rowland.
Oh
He
yeah,
heard of it with the
Oh, yeah.
Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big part because they was like, man, this was the year that we could do something. So it's crazy how it happened. I don't know if it happened over time, because if you even fracture it, they all say just take it out. You don't need it.
okay.
You don't need it, and it's right here in the palm of your hand, like right here's a little bone right here in your hand that if it hurts, man, it's excruciating pain.
Okay.
Yeesh.
I was in, where were we at? Tulsa,
Mm-hmm.
playing against
The Drillers.
Colorado Rockies, the Drillers. This is a Rockies AA team. And listen, I was locked in. Now, this was after I got sent back down.
Okay.
Cause me, and I don't know if y'all remember this, Angel Baroa got sent down.
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
do remember that.
So both of us were like, Angel had run rookie of the year. He had some things that happened, got sent down. I'm one of the young prospects. They just trying to see if I'm a big league player. I get sent down to AAA. Then they send me back down to AA, where I just won Player of the year before. So this 2004. And I'm like, why you send me here? I'm like, I'm upset.
right.
Talk to a couple people, and they just like, man, just hit your way back to the big leagues. And I'm up to bat. I already had 2 hits. I'm like, you know what? I want to try and go yard. And
I'm
was
sitting
facing
on
a
this
hard
one.
single ball pitcher. And I'm looking for a pitch, and I'm saying, if he elevated, I'm elevating it too. And I check swung, and I dropped the bat, and I thought it was my wrist. The pain shot down to my wrist.
Uh-huh.
So I didn't think anything of it. And guys, I was in the streak where I was hitting close to 400. In my mind, I'm getting called up
Right.
the rest of the year.
Right.
When the September call up guys.
Yeah.
And I think I probably would have.
Yeah.
But this pain was in my hand and wrist, and I thought it was just, hitting. But when I went out to the outfield to play catch, I couldn't catch the ball.
Oh
When the
man.
ball
gosh.
hit me in my hand, I was like, oh, I can't even catch.
Shockwave.
I can't squeeze my hand or anything.
Oh wow.
My next, and I get another at bat, and I hit a ball, and I promise you, it's one of them balls where you fully swing. I dropped the bat. I didn't know where the ball was. It lands right over the first baseman head. Boom, and bounces. So I'm running, get to second base. I slide and put my hand down.
Oh my gosh.
Take me out the game, man. Let's go.
Oh.
I finished up the
Ouch.
game. I was out, and who was the manager that year? I can't think who
Larry
was
Boa?
the manager. I can't think who was the manager that year in AA, but he was like, man, you swinging the bat well. We think we was gonna call you up, but we got to see how your hand. Broken hamate bone, done for the year. And it only took a 3 month rehab,
Yeah.
but it was the end of the year.
End
It
of the
was right
season.
before August,
Right into the
Right.
winter.
and so they had to make a roster decision. I ended up going to Detroit that offseason. I rehabbed it, got it strong. I lost some power just because it's my lead hand,
Yeah.
but I'll end up going to Puerto Rico as a Detroit Tiger that winter ball season instead
Right.
of Kansas City Royal.
So how did the trade go down? When the trade came down, who calls you? Is this the GM saying, "Hey, here's what's up"? Did it look like Billy Bean from the
No.
from the
So-
movies? How's that work?
Alan Bird, he didn't call me. Muzzy Jackson called.
Okay.
And Muzzy was like, Gettis, man, we think you're a good player and stuff, but, we're sending you to Detroit. And you got to wait here for a second, and, we're going to, see how this, the trade or whatever. So Muzzy called me, and next thing you know, it was during the offseason. I went home, and Alan Trammell called me. It's like, hey, what was the reason they got rid of you? You know, we thought you was a good player and stuff like that, very athletic, big and strong. Was there a reason they got rid of you? Like he asked all these questions, and I was like, no, you know, I thought I was one of their prospects. I thought, you know, he said, well, we glad to have you. And he was like, we heard you going to win a ball at Puerto Rico. We go see some of our scouts down there and some of our players down in Puerto Rico. So we hope you guys meet and stuff like that. And I went to Puerto Rico and would have won the batting title there. But a player hit three. I think I hit 375, and I think he hit 379.
Oh man.
And a
Where's
guy that
Nancy
didn't have
Kerrigan?
big league time or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right. So
that's
when you
everything in a nutshell.
were you shocked? Like were you like what? Because I mean you'd already been up to the Royals. You'd played
Correct.
You know how many
38 games.
38 games with the Royals. And I could see where you're like, yeah, okay, like I still got a future here. Now all of a sudden they're like, you're a Tiger. Are you just like, what? Does it like just jolt you?
Again, this was, you know, unfamiliar territory. I didn't know, 2003, 23-year-old player of the year. If I would have got called up in 2003, I would still be in the big leagues. That's why I tell people.
Right, right.
I saw the ball. It didn't matter what you threw. It didn't matter how
balls.
hard you threw it. I was hitting it. But
Yeah.
2004, I'm like, okay, this is my first year in AAA. I'm learning. I get called up to the big leagues, not really, you know, knowing how to come off the bench. Because, you know, you're an American League player, you know, you don't come off the bench. There's a DH.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Right.
play.
So it was spotty. And if you remember that Ken Harvey and Mike Sweeney were like on an all-star tear that year.
Yeah.
So when we went to
Sweeney.
interleague play, they was giving Ken Harvey some reps in the outfield because they wanted both those bats in the
Right.
lineup.
That probably
But
didn't go
also-
well.
It did.
Kid Harvey in the outfield
Not
is
much
just,
of a fielder,
that's making
man.
me cringe.
Yeah, but Ken Harvey, he would do anything because you know he could swing it, man.
Oh,
He
can
was
hit.
trying his. He if they put him in the outfield, he would try
But he's
to
a-
play it.
He's a bear on
Big
skates in
guy.
the outfield, Byron.
Yeah.
A bear on
That's right.
skates.
Hey, but wait a second. Let me tell for our listeners. Let me tell them how good your two. You said it. You said it was you were hitting everything in 2003. You
Mhm.
were. You hit 302 that year. You had 16 homers, 103 RBIs,
Wow.
and 15 stolen bases. 154 hits and 510 at bats. That is a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
So I could see where you're like, man, this is
Let's go.
I'm good. We're going, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
those numbers don't lie.
Yep.
Man, you know, the manager told me before spring training that this is an amazing story, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in 2003, you know, I had just got sent down, you know, from AAA spring training because now every team's getting ready to set their rosters.
Yep.
And Coach Bobby, he was basically saying, well, Gettis, he's a New York guy. It's like, Gettis, let's walk with me. And we walking out to the minor league diamonds, and he says, hey, you're going to be in Double-A, and right now you're 23 years old. You either go take a shit or get off the pot.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
This is your time.
Yep.
And I said, okay. He said, you know what I mean by that? You know, and he was hard-nosed, and he didn't play no games. He was New York, Bronx.
Right.
He was, you know, and
Tell it like it is.
Right?
Yeah.
I said, okay. And that year, I kid you not, I was batting eighth, and I was furious to start the year. And we started the year in Arkansas,
Yep.
where their starting pitchers was Bobby Jinks,
Oh, wow.
Edwin Encarnacion,
Oh, no. Are you kidding me?
and Derek Turnbull.
Oh, my God.
So they had, you know, Baseball America had those guys rated so high they threw 95 plus.
Right.
Yeah.
And our number 3 hole hitter gets hurt, like a oblique strain or
Oof.
something like that.
Yeah, those hurt too.
They put me in the 3 hole, and I did not come out of 3 hole the whole year.
There you go.
That's taking
That's
the
a-
opportunity
Good for
and
you.
running with it there.
That's
Yes.
taking the opportunity.
Yes, and I was locked in that year, man. It was a great year, great teammates, man. That was an amazing year. We didn't make it to the championship. We lost to Frisco, Texas, and that was the Rangers Double A.
Yeah,
But
still is.
Yep.
I mean, we played, man. That was a great year, man.
So who was on
Grinke
your
was on the.
team? Who was on your team in that year, Byron?
So the start of the year, it was DeJesus was in center,
Oh,
but he
wow.
was on his way. He was on his way to the bigs.
Right.
So DeJesus
Yeah.
was in center. I was in right. Who was in left? Oh, Titus Meadows was in
Okay.
left.
I remember him.
And our infield, we had two high draft pick catchers, Scott Walter and Mike Tonis.
Yeah.
At first
Funny,
base
I'm
we had
remembering all these names when you're saying them. It's crazy.
first base was Chad Santos. Justin Gamal was at third.
Yeah.
Shortstop was Alejandro Machado.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And second base, we had a revolving door at second base. It was Corey Hart, who ended up being a really good player that year for us. An older guy, played at Oklahoma State, or was it Oklahoma? Don't get me wrong, And
I get those right.
Yeah.
right when David DeJesus got called up, they called up Norris Hopper,
Mm-hmm.
and he played center field for us. And man, our pitching staff was pretty good. We had Jimmy Gobble, Kyle Snyder.
Oh, God.
We had both those guys ended up leaving us, and when Gobble went up, we had Wes Obermuller.
Yes. Remember him,
When-
too.
Oh, yeah.
When Gobble went up, that's when Grinke came up. And man, listen to this. This is
I love it. A Grinke story.
when they called Grinke up, right? Now we was rolling, guys. We were 2003. We was rolling. We understood the game. Like we was playing some baseball, and they was like, "Hey, we calling Grinke up. This is our prize guy. Like, take care of him. Blah blah blah." And we was like, "All right." I get a call and say, "Hey, Grinke go stay with you. Make sure you guys, kind of," because he wasn't old enough to do anything.
Right.
He was only like 19, 20 maybe.
20. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So Grinke was, we taking
was the
care of the
baby.
prize. Yeah, but he wasn't a baby on that mound.
No.
He was not.
No.
We was loaded that year. I mean, we just had solid players, and everybody. So Double A Texas League, they said if you ball in Double A Texas League,
Yep.
a lot of times you go straight to the big league.
That's
That's
right.
exactly
Because-
right. Same with the Southern League.
Yeah.
Man, this league had Chin Zhao, because we had lost to the Rockies in 2002
Mm-hmm.
in the championship game the day before 9/11.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
So we lost to that was been 2001. We
Yeah,
lost to
2001, yeah.
them, the Rockies, who had that same Rockies team that won the that played in the World Series. They had Brad Hopp, they had
Tulowitzki.
Chin Zhao.
Yeah.
Tulowitzki wasn't on that team, but they had Clint Barmas. They
Yeah.
had those
Oh,
guys.
That's right.
Those guys were all on that team, and I played against them all the way through the minors. So man, that Double A was loaded. San Antonio had Clinton Everett. They had some guys that could throw. Man, I mean that league had guys that played a long time in the big leagues.
Yeah.
It was cool, and I tore it up, man. It was cool to experience that.
So when you went to the Tigers then, so you're resetting. It's like, okay, I'm in a new organization. I got to prove myself again. How different was it?
Well, okay, so when I went to Puerto Rico, right, like I said, I went there as a Detroit Tiger,
Okay.
and I go to winter ball. I just came off my rehab with my hamate bone. So I go into go into Puerto Rico. I play for Mayagüez, Indios. And the year before, Craig Monroe had won the batting title. And I think he was the first American to win the batting title since David Toronto.
Winfield.
Dave
Winfield.
Winfield.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Winfield was the first American, I think, and then Craig Monroe was the next American. And that propelled Craig Monroe to the big leagues because he kind of came out of nowhere and ended up playing with the Detroit Tigers.
Right.
So I go to Mayaguez and I'm playing with some guys and
So not
have
just
a
some
really good year.
guys. He's got. I'm looking at that roster. Orlando Merced was on that team.
Yes.
Martin Maldonado was on that
Wow.
team.
Yeah.
So Maldonado was just he didn't play a lot.
Okay.
Really?
He was a
No.
young guy.
He was a young guy. He wasn't.
He was
the catcher that
17.
catch-
He was,
Yes,
17
he was 17.
on that
That's
team.
Yes.
Oh, man.
He would come. He would be at practice every day, and I talked to Maldonado. He would ask me stuff. Man, yes, keep going.
You had Irving Falou on that team.
Uh huh.
You had Ramon Castro on that team.
Correct.
That team was stacked. You had a lot of players on
That was
that
the Puerto
team.
Rico's
in the
winter ball team?
ball league. Right?
Yes.
That is,
I mean, there's
So-
a lot of guys on this team that got a stint in the majors.
This
Yes,
was
and then
winter of 2003.
This is
that right?
2004 going to 2005.
yeah,
Yep.
2004,
Okay,
2005.
almost 2005.
Right.
It was the election year.
right.
It was
Dude,
Okay.
it was election year because they said when I went down to Puerto Rico, they was like, "Hey, you got to be careful because it's election year. You're gonna see a lot of crazy stuff, you know."
Oh, really?
And oh yeah, they said you're gonna see guys riding on trucks with guns and running around,
God.
and at night we
Holy
had
cow.
like a curfew. But that was probably one of the best, experiences that I had as far as winter ball. And the crazy thing is I faced Rick Ankiel there. He
Oh,
was
wow.
pitching.
Yes.
And so I
Yep.
told Dex this story.
I
He
didn't-
was
It's
pitching.
crazy, yeah. Because that was the year
In
before
winter
is when he was
ball-
pitching in the World Series, and that's when the wheels came off.
Wheels came off.
Right.
He threw
Correct.
four wild
the-
pitches in one
The
inning or something like
2004
that.
World Series against, I think, Boston, right? Isn't that who they played that year?
I can't remember, but I
It
remember
was
the
the
wild
Braves.
pitches.
It was the Braves.
That's
They were playing
exactly
against
right.
the Braves
Oh, the
at
NLCS.
home.
Yeah, okay.
And he just
But
all of a
also-
sudden lost the zone completely.
But
Yes.
but you remember earlier in the year, I think was it not Kyle who passed away in the hotel? I forgot
Daryl
who
Kyle.
it was. Daryl Kyle.
That's right.
So they say that a lot of stuff that happened too. But anyway, we in Puerto Rico, and I'm really good friends with DeJesus. He wasn't down there at that time, but Ruben Gotay
yeah.
played
Oh, yeah.
played with Catalina. And if you go look at Catalina or Carolina, but they call it Catalina, in Puerto Rico, you had all of the Molina brothers.
right.
One played for Catalina, one played for Santurce, and the other one played for Ponce. They
Yeah.
all played for 3 different teams. So they had Rick Ankiel there.
Rick Ankiel was
pitching
on
with-
Carolina. I see it. Yeah.
And what was his record?
Let me see. He was 24 at the time. Right.
Yep.
Carolina.
I was talking to Byron about it. I thought he was like going down to winter ball to hit. I thought that was the
No,
whole point.
he was
told me this
pitching.
story. I'm like,
He's
"No
trying to get it
way."
figured out.
He was pitching, and he was still nasty. He was around the plate. You would have occasional wild ball, but
Right.
he was. I mean, I think at the break, because you had a little break in between, and he was doing well. I think he was like maybe 6-2, 6-1, maybe. I don't know what his
Dude,
record
he
was.
had one of the craziest curveballs I ever saw.
Yeah.
Best curve. I mean, from
He
a
did.
left-handed side. I mean, he would buckle right-handed hitters with a left-hand curveball.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is
It
tough
was
to
insane.
That's tough to do.
It was
So
insane.
he's in winter ball, and I'm there, and I'm like, this guy's nasty. But they would say he was taking BP. I didn't think nothing of it. So with winter ball goes old and everything, and you hear the story that he's in spring training
Yep.
as an
Hitting.
outfielder, and
Yep.
I was like, what? He was just dealing in winter ball. And I
Right.
was like,
It is
wait a
crazy.
minute, hold on. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Not
And he's
hitting.
killing
And-
people in winter ball. And he's
Right. So
Wow.
and then that's
'Cause I think
And
the
I
story that most of the people think happened is he never pitched again at the end of that Cardinals year.
Right.
Is like, well,
Right.
that's just kind of it. And maybe he was throwing some bullpens. He could just never find the zone. He got Steve Saxt or Chuck Knobloch.
Right.
Those guys couldn't. They were second baseman, obviously, but you get the
Yes.
point. They just lost the zone entirely. I think if you asked a lot of baseball fans, mean, even I was talking to some coaches around here. I don't want to dime him out, but they're like, "Yeah, I thought he quit pitching too." I was like, "That's what I thought." And I was talking to Byron, and he was up hitting against him. In winter ball.
He pitched in winter ball and was really good, man. And that's why I was shocked.
That's wild.
I just don't know why. Why do you think that was? Did you ever get any insight on that from anybody?
Well, I never really asked that question. It was just, me knowing a baseball player, because, it's crazy because I thought Greinke was similar,
Yeah.
And I tell that story too later on. But to see him as a competitor, like he always had the hitting in him.
Right.
And if he he felt like at that time, I'm just assuming he felt like I could be more consistent as a hitter in the outfield than I can be on the mound. Because really, on the mound, mentally, you got to be tough. And for him, he was like, you know what? Let me take a mental break and let me go hit.
Right.
That's exactly what I think happened, was that he may have gotten another taste of it in winter ball and been like, you know what? This is just it's too mentally taxing for it to be fun anymore.
Right.
So I can go hit and just be myself and do that kind of thing and not have the added stress and mental turmoil or whatever you want to call it that pitching brings on.
And maybe some of the greatest outfield assists I ever saw.
Oh, without
absolutely.
a doubt.
Was
Just
from
had
that
a
hose.
amazing arm, clearly.
That hand cannon that he had in right field or left field. No, he was in right field. Right
I think
field.
you put him in right field most of the time.
Field.
Yeah.
Well, because he threw people out of third all the time. I was like, damn. I mean, he was hosing people from out there.
And you got to understand too, like for him, I mean, God could always hit.
Right.
It was never a doubt that he couldn't hit, but you never see a pitcher going to hit and say, "Hey, I could be in the big leagues as a hitter." You always see the other way around.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that just speaks to
the same thing with Greinke, right? Greinke loved hitting.
Yes, absolutely. And Greinke used to put on some shows, man. He put on some shows. Yes. So Greinke, now that wasn't the story. I'm going to tell the story about him hitting because, he was a great athlete. He was a shortstop in high school.
Yeah,
I remember the guys making fun when we drafted Greinke. Everybody was like, I'll never forget this in the club. I'm not saying any names.
Right.
They're like, oh, we the Royals. We the only team that drafted shortstop as a pitcher. And it was that Greinke. But you remember Greinke took that break, and he was good enough, I thought, because I would talk to him during the off season, because he was going to join the PGA Tour.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And he could play golf because he's a competitor.
Right.
And he told me, it's like, Gettis, you know what? I think I'm going to go into the PGA, and I'm going to win one. And I was like, okay, Greinke, you can do what you want to do, but you don't miss baseball. He's like, I'm just taking a break. And if you know Greinke, I just take it for what his word is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just how it was.
Great.
Right?
That's exactly what was on his mind, because that's how he works.
Absolutely.
We talking about Greinke would go to every day, and some guys would just peed off at Greinke because we'll be going to a nice restaurant, and he'd have his ball in his glove with him.
What? Why? Just because?
Man, Greinke would have a baseball with him everywhere he went.
Really?
And you'll see him during the day and passing. I'll be going to lunch, and he'll be coming from lunch, and he'll have his glove and his ball walking down the street, and I'm just like, whoa, that's my buddy.
Dude.
And
He's my
commitment.
special guy.
That's the way it was, man.
oh man, hey man, Greinke, man, listen. So, oh man, there's so many good stories with Greinke.
He's a treasure trove of stories, isn't he?
So in 2003, we in Wichita. He had a Lincoln car, nice car, and the next year he was like, "Hey, I'm going to spring training early. Hey, Gettis, when you coming in?" I was like, "Oh, I'll be there at normal time. I might come a couple of days early." He said, "I got a new ride. I want you to see it." And I was like, now, we all know he's a first rounder. We know what his bonus was. So I'm
Right.
like, okay. I was like, Grinky, what is it? Tell me, man. It's going to be a Mercedes like Mike
Right.
Stodoka.
Right.
Mike Stodoka gave me a ride in his Mercedes. He pushed the gas. I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be something like that.
Yeah.
Or Lexus or,
Right.
And I get there and it was a Chevy Avalanche.
Nice. Truck of the year.
And I was like,
All right, man. This
and
is
Grinky was so excited.
About the Avalanche.
So excited about the Avalanche.
check out how I can look right into the bed of my truck
It
from
was-
the front seat.
It was
Loved it.
blue. It was, man, right up his alley. And Grinky didn't care. Like Grinky was the guy, man. I love Grinky, man. That's
He loved
hey,
it.
man.
He didn't care.
Dude, that dude, we was in the big leagues together.
He is such, I half expect, with the stories of Grinky, I half expect that he just, decides he wants to play again this year and somebody signs him and, he comes around in the postseason and is, throwing in the playoff. That's the kind of dude he is. I could see him just be like, okay. I'll pitch a little more.
His expressions, if you got to know Grinky to know him.
Right.
I took him serious because I saw his passion, and he loved baseball. You could tell with the way he worked, because no one ever complains about his work.
Right.
Because he's out there running.
Yeah.
He's out there working on his craft. He told me he used to carry the ball because he loved the feel of it. When I looked at Grinky, I could only imagine how Greg Maddux was. That's two in my mind when I started watching YouTube stories on how Greg Maddux was.
They just loved it so much.
Yes, and people would take that for he's just being silly. No, Grinky was serious, man.
Right.
Yeah.
When I finished up baseball, Grinky would when they came in town, he would give me tickets and stuff like that.
Oh man.
It was just a cool relationship. Whenever we won Player of the Year together, it's crazy because my wife wanted to come up at the time, and Grinky was like, "Hey, you guys can stay in my hotel room. I'll stay somewhere else or whatever." And it was just a cool deal. We understood each other, man. He was a great friend of mine. Dude
Just
was
a
amazing.
genuine dude. The thing
Yes.
that you perceive about him as a fan, and it sounds like it's 100% true, as somebody coming from somebody like you who knows him well, is that he's just, here I am. I'm Zach Greinke. This is what I'm gonna be like. I'm not gonna be a prima donna. I'm not gonna be you gotta be a certain way around me because I'm Zach Greinke. I'm just Zach Greinke.
Yeah.
He never and man, I wish I had his type of demeanor. He never got high. He never got low.
Right.
He stayed the same, whether he was getting chewed out. And some managers was just like, "Do you have any passion?" They knew he was talented, but his demeanor was just and sometimes as an athlete, you need that demeanor where it looks like you don't care. Because the next play, the next pitch,
Exactly.
the next inning, the next game, that's the most important thing. And
they
he was
always
an
tell you.
expert at that.
Especially as a pitcher, right? They always say the best thing is a short memory.
That's it. Be a goldfish.
You're gonna have a bad inning, and you can either be blown up from then on, or you come out the next inning like it's a clean slate, and he could do that.
Yeah.
In the minors, I've never really seen him have a bad inning. He was that good.
Yeah.
In the majors, I got this story too. I'm in right field, in right field in Philly, and I'm getting called everything in the book. Gettis, because you got people from Wilmington that knew that I played.
Oh, wow.
They know your story. They're really coached up in Philly.
Yeah.
You
They take
suck,
their
and look
heckling
at your
seriously.
Oh
Educated
yeah.
fans. Yep.
I saw a fight, two girls rolling down the steps fighting in Philly. I'm in the outfield,
Philly
this is
fanatics running
Philly.
away.
So Grinky is facing Jim Tomey, and it's crazy. I just saw Jim Tomey last winter, at the baseball conference in Chicago, and I talked to him about this. Grinky threw the Ephus pitch, right?
Yes.
You remember
Yep.
that?
Yep.
Yep.
So
47
first
miles an
time,
hour or something like that.
yeah. So first time he threw the Ephus pitch, told me looked stupid. It was, and I don't talk to Grinky when he pitching,
Right.
And
Yeah.
Right.
I talk to him when he's not pitching.
Right.
And if I'm talking to him when he's not pitching, that means I wasn't playing. So-
Right. Right.
But anyway, I'm in right field at the time, and Grinky's up pitching, and he throws the Ephus pitch to Jim Tomey, and I think he hit it out the stadium.
Yeah.
The ball was hit so far,
Yeah.
and I promise you, in right field, I never want to show my picture up because
You
if
just
the ball
stood
was
there.
hit so far, I took a step, but really I just turned around to see where it was going to land.
Yeah.
I didn't see it land.
Oh, hey, you had to be outside the stadium to see it. Wow.
And I run back to the dugout after the inning, and he comes over to me. Again, Grinky, he doesn't pace. He just sitting down. He's sweating a little bit. And he said, "Hey, Gettis, did you see where it landed?" And I said,
Were you honest?
no, that's my buddy. That's my
You
buddy.
just squeaked over
But
the
he
wall.
probably knew I wasn't honest.
Right.
I said-
Absolutely.
I said, yeah, I think it went in the upper deck, but I think it did. I'm not for sure. He hit it that far because it was just real high in the air. I told him it was just real high in the air. And he just looked at me. Grinky just looked at me. And I said, he had to be sitting on that pitch. I changed the whole conversation. I said, Grinky, you got him. He had to be sitting on that pitch.
You
Yeah.
tipped off the Ephus.
tipped off
He
the
knew it was
Ephus, yeah.
coming.
Hey, and I asked Jim Tomey, this was in January when I went to this conference. It might have been December, wherever, Illinois. And I asked Jim, I said, do you remember the time you faced Grinky and he threw this Ephus pitch and stuff? And he's like, how do you know about that? I said, because I was a right fielder when you hit it out the stadium. He said, no way, what's your name? And I started talking to him, and I was like, how did you know the Ephus pitch was coming? He said, he got me before, and it was a count that I thought he was going to throw an off-speed pitch. And he was like, I don't have a big stride.
Yeah.
And I said,
I'd
it's an
stay
off-speed
back.
pitch, so I'm just going to let it get up there. And he
Right.
threw
Travel,
it, and
yeah.
he said, he said, I'm going to let it travel. He said, when he threw it, his foot was down, and all he did was just,
Wait.
Jim told me swing. You know how his
Oh.
swing is.
That thing.
God.
Boom!
Uppercut.
He hit that ball, bro. Hey, man, I was like, woo-wee.
That is a great story. And
Yeah.
and the Grinky reaction is priceless too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hey, did you see it land?
And I lied to him, but he probably knew I was lying.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So Byron, I want to ask you about probably a memory
Uh-huh.
that's pretty awesome. First time you stepped on the field as a major leaguer.
Oh,
What's that
wow,
like?
yeah.
I remember going to a stadium like in third grade. It's the first time I went to Royal Stadium and walking through just as a kid, looking at it like 10.
Holy
like,
cow.
This is awesome. What's it
Right.
like as a player, man?
So my whole call-up story was kind of cool. Mike Jersley was my manager in AAA.
Yeah.
It was Terry Bradshaw was my hitting coach. I love those guys. Those guys taught me so much about not only being a professional athlete, but just the game, the nuances of the game, the small things. So we in Portland, and it's a rain delay. I'm in the cages with Rico Bell, and we just talking about baseball and maybe, going up to the next level. And I get a call. They like, hey, Gettis, come. They want you in the, I'm not thinking, I'm up here, finally got my swing going, hitting the ball
Right.
well. I go into the locker room, and Jersley, who's a jokester, that staff was amazing staff, but Jersley look at me and says, hey, buddy, you going to the show? And I was like, man, shut up, stop playing. He said, no, for real. I like, wait a minute, for real? They was like, yes, for real. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't even call my wife at the time.
Oh my
Jersh,
gosh.
Jersley calls her and he said, Trisha, because he knew my wife's name. He's like, your husband's going to the show. And she's like, what that mean? Like she didn't know anything about it. She's in Omaha. She's
What
in
show?
He was
Omaha.
not prepared.
She is not prepared. So she's in Omaha, and he's like, hey, he's gonna be in Kansas City tomorrow. He's taking her. I was supposed to leave at that time, like at 10 o'clock or something like that. My plane got canceled because it was raining, and they said that I had to take a red eye flight.
Mhm.
So, I'm on this red eye flight, and I'm, this is me. This is before on a flight. I think you could even have cell phone. I'm up here
Right.
trying to call people, telling them I'm going to show on a flight. It's a red eye flight.
Yeah.
So I get to Kansas City, and we're playing the Detroit Tigers. I get in from the airport. I get to the locker room. And everybody's there. And it's like, hey, good job. Good to see you. My name is in the lineup. I'm hitting sixth. Now, listen,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
taking a red eye flight. I get to the park. It's the hottest day of the summer in Kansas
Oh,
City,
yeah. Of course it
Of
is.
course. Yeah.
and it's a 11 o'clock game, maybe something like that. It's a day game. It's
Of
hot.
course it is.
And
Tony
I get-
Pena's the manager, right? At this time? Is it
Yes, Tony Pena. Gary Penland is the head coach.
Oh wow.
Luis Severio is the
Yeah.
outfield coordinator. So I get there. My name is in the lineup. I don't know what to do. I remember what I ate. I ate a bacon sandwich.
Nice.
He remembers what he ate. That is awesome.
That's awesome.
Because it was like everything was in there, and it was a breakfast because of spread because it's in a day game.
Early.
So
yeah,
I was
early
like,
game. Yep.
So I go out to the field, and I promise you, I'm playing right field. I must have took 100 ground balls in right field because they said it's a tricky corner.
Mhm.
The ball is
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took 100. Right, I go to bat for BP, and I'm hitting with Beltran. I'm hitting with this second group, Sweeney. Benito Santiago is in this group.
Yes, he was Benito
Oh my
back
gosh.
then. That's right.
No, matter of
I
fact,
forgot.
in my group, it was Tony Graffinino,
Yeah.
Benito Santiago, and the Joker. I think Joe Randa was
Oh, Joe
Did-
Oh,
Randa.
Randa.
in that. So
Yeah.
I'm hitting this group, and I promise you, Luis Severio, I used to hit off of him in the minors because he was a outfit roving instructor. So he used to come in and throw BP. He's throwing BP this time. And I
Oh,
promise
that's
you,
cool.
my first swing, I missed. Second swing, I missed. Third swing, I missed. They said, get out the cage, rookie, get out the cage. And
Oh no.
I don't know if I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I don't know why.
Right.
We also haven't slept,
So-
it doesn't sound like.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
you're up
sleep.
all night.
I took 100 ground balls. I'm up there, and next thing you know, I get in and I start hitting. I get in my groove, go through my plan and everything. After I finish hitting, I go into the locker room. I'm hot. I'm sweating. I get out of this wearing clothes and stuff. I get in the shower. I get my uniform. I'm sitting there waiting for the game, and who came up to me? Somebody came up to me. They was like, "Hey, rookie, when you finish taking batting practice, you got to go back out to shag balls. You don't come into the locker room." And I was like, "Huh? I didn't know that. This is my first time in the big leagues."
Yeah, I've been up for like 8 hours.
They was like, you supposed to hit and go back out and shag balls for the rest of the guys that's hitting behind you. And Desi Relaford, my buddy, D Brown, my buddies, man, they were
Relaford.
like, Gettis, we got you, man. Don't worry about it. And Ken Harvey's laughing at me. He's like, he's laughing at me. But those guys, man, took care of me, man. I got in there, and if y'all remember this game, if you go back and look at this game,
I've got it up.
the game was like 21-19, something like that. What was the score of that game?
Crazy. It was crazy.
No way.
17-7.
Yes, okay, something like that.
17-7.
And I
The
promise
Tigers
you-
had 27 hits. in the game.
Pitching that day.
And I know
wasn't drinking.
Anderson was pitching that day.
Brian Anderson. You're right. Brian Anderson.
And so before the game, we sit down in a meeting and they basically go over, okay, Rondell White is a dead pull hitter, so you play right here. Pudge, play him straight up because he can hit everywhere. Nick Logan is really fast, but he's a punchy hitter. He bunts.
Right.
He doesn't have power. They going through all these guys,
Oh, wow.
And so Magli Ordonez, he's a gap hitter,
Right.
Right.
So everywhere they said that the guys hit, they hit it the opposite.
That was that day in baseball.
And it seemed like every ball was hit to right field.
Good thing you had 100 in the morning with all those balls bouncing all over the place.
And the hardest adjustment, I tell people this, the hardest adjustment for me was playing a day game in a pretty packed stadium, and people have white shirts on in the background.
Oh, wow.
And there's a delayed sound. When the person swings, it's like, bah! You don't hear it when it comes through the zone. And the ball takes off in slow motion sometimes.
Right.
And I don't know if this is my mind.
Yeah.
But it was an adjustment for me playing in a stadium so big.
Oh, I believe it.
And
Totally.
I didn't have any problems. It was just, okay, I know I gotta lock in a little bit because it's it's a different game. I mean, it was so many balls hit that way and in the gap. And
Maybe you should have shagged some balls that day, Byron. Should have been out there shagging.
Byron, you had an outfield assist I see here though, and you threw out Carlos Pena trying to stretch to a double. It looks like.
Correct, because I took them 100 ground balls before the game.
Yeah, that's what did it.
That's awesome.
The prep work. I also see you got plunked that game.
Yes. So
Your first game in the majors, you get hit.
Yes. So it's great. You like this story. So my first at bat, I didn't have trouble with no lefties. It was he's a hard throwing left. I forgot his name. Hell, I was with them the next year. Man,
Nate Robertson.
Man. Nate Robertson. He threw a hard sinker. Didn't have a really great breaker ball, but he could spot it. He threw hard sinkers. And first at bat, I think did I get hit my first? No, it was like my second at bat. I got hit. I think.
Okay.
I hit and I got on base. Then my second at bat, I hit a ground ball, or third at bat or something. I hit a ground ball, and I started cramping.
Oh no!
And I couldn't finish the game. So Matt Stairs comes up to me and said, "Hey, buddy, I got you. I'll finish it for you." And Matt Stairs runs out to right field and finished the game.
Really?
Man.
Matt
Absolutely.
Stairs. Yeah.
Yes.
Hottest day, and you had no sleep, and you probably didn't have water.
Didn't
You just- you didn't have a
hydrate,
schedule that
You
day.
had a bacon
No.
sandwich for lunch.
You know,
Sandwiches.
they probably didn't want you thinking about it too much. Is the thing, right? Like when you get called up, I hear this story a lot. Is like they just throw the guy in because it's like the worst thing you could do is sit there and like stare at the
Not
big
it.
league, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting in the
Yeah.
dugout and I'm seeing all this happen and I'm working it up in my head, right? You didn't even have time to think. It was just get out there, play, right?
Yeah, and I heard stories. Everybody's. Like I said, I was a baseball junkie. Hearing the stories of so many people getting called up, the Albert Pujols story. Being in St. Louis, you hear those stories, and I always dreamed of that I'm gonna have one of those stories where I get called up. Not a lot of people know me.
Right.
I'm a prospect. I'm a homegrown prospect. And I just go out there and, I didn't care about it, but I didn't realize how baseball really was, man. Like it's a game that preparation is so important.
Right.
Yeah.
And the one little thing that could throw
Totally.
your preparation off, like you could really have a setback. And, getting up there and I tell you what, after that game, I turned my phone off. And you talking about I slept from 2:30, 3 o'clock until the next day.
Oh, I bet. I bet you were
You know.
dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
yes.
the second game, you got your first hit, right?
Yes. Yep. Got my first hit against the Minnesota Twins.
Do you remember
Oh,
who it was
there it
off
is.
of?
That was a good Twins team too. That was a
Brad
really
Radke.
good Twins team.
Brad
Radke.
Radke, that's
He
right.
was a stud.
Yeah.
He was a stud.
Brad.
He was the ace.
And then the
Brad
next day,
Radke.
I got a hit off of Johan Santana.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
never
right.
mind.
That's
He was
awesome.
the second because Johan came up. That's right. Johan was winning Cy Youngs during that run. Because that was Justin Morneau, Joe Mauer.
You still
Yeah,
have
go
your
ahead.
first ball that you hit?
Yes, I do. I do.
That's
I have it.
That's awesome.
We just moved. It's still packed up a little bit. You know, my wife's like, "You're not gonna have all that baseball." I got so many plaques
Oh, I
from
bet.
baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about high school. This was during my professional. Like I won 3 plaques in Delaware, 3
Right.
plaques in Wilmington for Player of the Year, and Charlie Hustle and stuff like that. I got a lot of plaques that I have. My jersey is up in the gym at Cahokia High School.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, so yeah, man, baseball during that time, man, it you know, just finally reaching my dreams and goals was, man, it's hard to explain, you know, because like I said, I grew up where, and get this, guy, I did not know how to throw a 4-seam ball until I got to professional baseball.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I was
That's
holding
crazy.
the seams like this,
You're throwing
just
my
sinkers.
God.
playing
gosh.
catch, pitching.
Like
I
a
was throwing
two-seamer.
cutters, sinkers.
Right.
The ball was moving everywhere.
Right.
Your first
Right.
baseman
I
had
had
to
to work back
spin-
in the day.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely. I had to spend extra time in baseball, at professional baseball, to learn how to throw 4-seam balls so my ball can. And in
Yeah.
high school, I was throwing, they said I was throwing 89 to 92,
Wow.
and I was throwing two seamers. If I had a 4-seam,
Right.
Man.
but that just lets you know that, like, I was playing baseball for fun.
Right.
You know, I
Pick
didn't.
it up and
You
throw
know,
it.
it was absolutely see ball, hit ball.
Yeah.
And if I would have had that same mindset in the majors, I
Right.
may have been more successful.
Really?
Well, I'd say.
Overthought it?
I mean, I'd say you had a pretty good run. I mean, to make it to the bigs, you know, I'm looking at some of your
Yeah.
games, some of the places you played. It's awesome. You got to play against Mr. Gettis. Got to play against the Montreal Expos. He
I hit a triple off the
he
wall.
got a
baby.
triple. Boy got a triple. I was gonna say you got a triple against the Montreal Expos.
Zach Day, I believe, was the pitcher.
Yes,
I
that's
think it was
right.
Day.
That's right.
Hey man, I got a good memory. I don't know if I can see a breaker ball right now, but I can remember some things.
And I just pulled up the game in Philly where Jim Toby hit the home run off the Grinky. I see it here.
Nice.
I see it here. I wish they had distances back then so that
Oh,
they're not
boy.
gonna say how
Yeah,
far he hit
StatCast
it.
may have broken that
By
day.
now it's surely landed, right? So-
Right.
Yes. But and when I say, like, I wish I had the mindset of just like see ball, hit ball. I give this example. I grew up, like I said, watching everybody. And when the Braves had Smokes, Glavine, and
Avery.
Nagel, and Avery, all those guys, right? I knew Tom Glavine. I watched him. I heard commentators talk about him,
Yeah.
and I got to face him.
Right.
So-
That's wild.
That is cool.
So listen, this is where I say this is baseball for me. I knew in and out what Tom Glavine threw. I wasn't afraid of him. He's
Yeah.
a lefty.
He's going to
run
throw
on
off the
second.
plate and try and get that ball called a strike 4 inches off the
Absolutely.
plate.
Totally.
And you know what pitch he's gonna throw? The changeup.
Yep.
Yep.
Right?
Off the plate.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's gonna run away, go let me get extended. I'm gonna hit the ball on the second baseman head,
That's
double
right.
the
Right
gap.
field.
I envisioned that on deck. I was like, he's throwing
Right.
this changeup and I'm gonna tear it up.
Right.
So I get up to bat. First pitch, fastball away. Strike one. I'm like, okay.
All right.
All right, here we go. I already know some off speed coming. Second pitch, fastball in. Strike two. And the second pitch, I thought was a ball, but you know, it's Glavine versus me.
Right.
Tap that
Right.
hand.
No challenge.
I can't top my
Can't
head.
challenge.
Guess
Yeah.
who's getting that call? Guess who's getting that call?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I step out a little bit. I grind the bat. I say, okay, just let your hands work because here come the changeup. And it's probably going to be dirty. This is me. Run on second base. Next pitch, fastball, inside, strike three. He threw 3 straight fastballs.
Oh,
I'm sitting down.
You're kidding.
First time
I'm
in his
so
career. I bet.
livid. I'm
Right.
so mad. And what made me even madder is I'm running out to the outfield, and freaking Ken Harvey said, "You just gonna take 3 fastballs?"
Like,
Oh,
So
you're
you
like, dude, come on.
Thanks, buddy.
Give me a
You
break.
right, you right. And this is a Fox Sports game, and I was like, "You're right, you're right." So I go in the outfield. I get back up again, run on first base against Tom Glavine. I was like, "All right, here we go. Here come the fastball, and when you throw it, I'm not gonna miss it. Change up,
4 inches off the plate.
fly ball to center field."
That's great.
That's baseball
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
If I
That's
was
why
just-
he's Tom Glavine.
Right?
If I was just see ball, hit ball, if I had my plan, and that was me learning baseball
Right.
at that level, understanding that, it wasn't so much that Tom Glavine was on the mound because I wasn't afraid of anybody.
Yeah.
It was just that sometimes your mind would play.
Oh.
Like, I was talented enough, I'm there. But
Totally.
it was my mind that had me struggle and stuff like that.
Oh.
It was.
Oh yeah.
And just so the listeners know, when you faced Tom Glavine at the time, he was with the Mets, 7-3, 2.03 ERA at that
Yeah.
at that point.
He wasn't missing many spots.
2.03 ERA. I mean,
But-
dude went 7 2/3 that game, gave up 4 hits and no earned runs.
Yeah.
That's a decent
That
outing.
sounds about a lot of Tom Glavine games.
A lot of Tom
there's a
Glavine
reason
games right there.
he-
Well, before
got
the
him color
game, and they were saying, "Hey, he's gonna be around the plate. Don't be aggressive, but don't be over aggressive." I'm like, what that mean?
attack, but don't attack too hard.
Right.
Because if you over aggressive, you gonna hit his pitch,
Right?
Yep.
But if you're not aggressive, he's gonna get that call off the plate.
Right.
So in my mind, I promise you, in my mind, I was like, man, I overthought it. It wasn't competing. And from that at bat, I promise you, I tell my son, I tell every hitter, when you get up in the box, it ain't about mechanics anymore. It's about competing.
Right.
Yep.
That's right.
That's
That's
And
right.
if you could go in there and say, if you go up into the box now and just say, hey, it's me versus you, then you don't think about mechanics because now, you work on mechanics during the on-deck
Yeah.
circle,
Yeah.
during, pregame and stuff like that. When you get in the box, it's about competing.
Right.
It's
Right.
muscle memory at that point, and just
Absolutely.
mind. Yeah,
That's what
your
all
mind
the
versus
thousands
my
of reps
mind.
are
and-
for.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So
awesome.
you played in Atlanta. Now this was Turner Field, right?
Correct, a new
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
Nice.
The Turner Field.
And-
That's right. It wasn't. That was a big deal back then. I remember. I went to that stadium for a game one time. I was like, "This is awesome."
So that
Yeah.
was one of the, okay, I got to tell this story. A couple of good stories in this stadium. That was one of the games where they had Ken Harvey like warming up in the outfield.
Okay.
But during this time, and during this time, because of Beltran and Andrew Jones were having all-star years,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
So everybody was trying to, say who's the best center fielder in the game,
Uh huh.
right? So when we playing the Braves, I promise you, I sat next to Desi and D Brown. We was sitting there talking about this. Andrew Jones would be in the outfield, ball hit the gap, he gonna make the play. Beltran, ball hit the gap, he gonna make the play. It was a straight showtime for both of these guys.
Yeah.
Andrew Jones would hit a home run. Beltran, come up, hit a home run. It was
Right.
amazing. That was one of the, just to see Andrew Jones again, his story in the big leagues, the World Series he had,
Oh,
how
man.
young he
Yeah.
was.
It's crazy.
Beltran, who I consider is a good friend of mine, taught me so much about the game. Seeing those guys compete at high level, I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
true superstars right
Oh,
there going at it.
absolutely, you did. I mean, those guys are two of the greats, and the fact that they were
Absolutely.
playing at the same time,
Yeah.
we kind of take for granted how incredible. And that was during that run when Atlanta went to the playoffs every year for like
Every
10 years. It was like
Bobby Cox, boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember they couldn't even sell out some of their playoff games at the end because it was like, first round of the playoffs. Like the
I
fans were
know.
so spoiled because they went to
We're
the
gonna
playoffs.
wait till the second round.
We'll wait till we get to the
Yeah.
series. I mean, it's crazy. That those teams were insane. But yeah,
Dale
you got-
Murphy's like, where was this in the 80s?
right. That's so true. You know, you mentioned Byron the Braves, knowing the Braves and the Cubs, and I think if you grew up during that era, we all
Yep.
knew the Braves and the Cubs because WTBS
All of them.
and WGN, you got
Yeah.
every game, so you watched.
Absolutely.
I didn't.
Yep.
I wasn't a Cubs fan. I wasn't a Braves fan, but I knew
knew all of
every
them.
single player on those teams.
Absolutely.
Ken
Absolutely.
Oberfeld and
Man.
Bob Horner and
Yeah.
Rick
Ooh-wee.
Naylor,
I mean-
what was it? Gary Matthews on the Cubs and
Yeah.
Sarge.
the Sarge, the Penguin,
The
Ron
light-
Say,
Doug Decision.
Doug. That's right.
Do you know his story? He played every position. Was it in one game or
Oh
was
my
it in
gosh.
1 year?
I
think
remember
it's a
him
story
playing all
like that.
over it. Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't remember if it was
I-
a game or not.
The first one who did it in a game was Jose Akendo.
Correct.
Jose Akendo played every single position in a game, but I think Doug was the first one to do it in a season. He intentionally played which
Every
is
position.
amazing when you think
Man.
about
Yeah,
it.
he may have started every position. Was that his thing?
Oh, I think that
Yeah,
might
I
be
think
right.
so. I think so.
I think you're
I
right.
think so.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
But again,
Incredible.
like I was a 12-year-old, 11-year-old that knew stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't, and that's why I tell my son, I said, man, you can Google this stuff. I couldn't Google it.
Right.
I just had to
I
remember
needed
it.
Steve Stone and Harry Carey to tell me.
Oh,
That is
that's how we.
that's so true, Byron.
For all
I-
you
it's
young
funny.
pitchers out there, so Steve Stone was telling me how to pitch, man. It was great.
My dad would use me as like a trick at parties. He would call me over and he'd be like, "Hey, tell me what Ron Say's hitting," and I'd be like,
Yeah.
"He's hitting 265." How do you know that? Because every morning I would get the paper and I would look at the stats
All the
and
way
like
down, the batting
totally
average, home runs.
I used to be fascinated with stolen base leaders.
I
I'd
know.
look
Oh,
every
yeah.
morning.
There was always the Cardinals.
Who's leading?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
right.
Ricky
Vince
Henderson.
Coleman,
Vince
Ricky
Coleman.
Henderson.
Oh, Vince Coleman,
Yeah.
Ricky Henderson.
Vince Coleman,
So
110,
it's like-
106, 108.
Vince had 23, and Ricky Henderson had 28, and like
Right.
going down the list, like
Right,
every
and that
day.
was in May back then.
But those were like those were my favorite Cardinals team when they had Rain Langford, Willie McGee,
Yeah.
Vince Coleman.
Oh,
They
so
had
Fast.
because Terry Bradshaw was the utility outfielder on that team.
Oh, was he really?
Oh, wow.
He told me the story because he was there when Royce Clayton took Ozzie Smith's job. He
Oh,
told
I
me.
remember that. That was such a big
Yes.
deal.
He
Yes.
told me out his mouth that Ozzie won that job in spring training.
Oh, wow.
But
Wow.
LaRussa wanted the young player.
Yes. He
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ozzy never got along.
Correct.
They never got along. That was like a known deal. I
Yeah.
remember watching the Cardinals. I would watch every opening day because he would come out and do the backflip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He would
absolutely.
come out and like it was
The
like
wizard,
oh
baby.
My gosh.
for
He'd come
years
out-
and years and years he did that. Yeah.
He did it late. Like he was in his late 30s. He was still doing the backflip. I was like, dang, this dude's still going. But
I
you're
think
right.
he-
Those teams, Langford.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Brian Jordan when he got
Brian-
there.
oh.
That was later. That was later.
Yeah,
That was later.
That was
Yeah,
early
but
90s
those
because he was doing the
outfields-
Falcons as a
Those
cornerback.
outfields were so fun to watch.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean,
I went
Power.
to a Cardinals game, and I think it was 2004. There was a rain delay halfway through the game, and they turned on the Olympics on the jumbotron.
I was at that game with you.
So we were sitting in there
Hold on.
watching the
Was it in
Olympics on
St.
the
Louis or
outfield
in Kansas City?
It was
in St. Louis.
It was in St. Louis. And they
So
turned it on the Jumbotron, and we watched during the rain delay. I remember that, Pruitt.
Yep.
So in
Yep.
2004, I got to play against the Cardinals when they was in Kansas City.
Oh, no
And-
way.
Yes. So in 2004, playing against the Cardinals, my brother had came in town, and I was hoping that I was there long enough to be able to play in St. Louis,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I
That
wasn't
would have been
there.
awesome.
I got sent down and all that stuff. So
So when you got sent back down, you were up through, like, let's see, July, it looks like. First part of
Yes.
July, right? And then,
Yep,
then you got sent back down. What's that like? Were you like, what did they say? Did they call you and they're like, okay, man, here's the deal?
So I guess you know who I talked to. I talked to Adam LaRoche, not Adam. What's his older brother name? Not
Oh,
Adam.
yeah.
Andy?
Andy LaRoche,
Yeah.
the older one, because we played, and I asked him, "What's it like getting called up for the Braves?" Because you know the Braves, Bobby Cox was amazing
Yeah.
at calling. You know when he called prospects up, like Andy told me that he would tell them like, "Hey, look, you're gonna play, you're gonna get up here, you're gonna get your bats, you're gonna don't think about it." And for me, my entire minor league career, I never had to look at the lineup.
Right.
I was always in the lineup.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So when I got to the big leagues, and you know, it's a business up there. Like you got to come up there and hit. It was during the time that they was getting rid of everybody.
Yeah.
They got rid of Beltran, DeHace, who got called
It was
up.
a horrible season. Horrible
Yes.
season.
They got rid of, you know, Greinke. Greinke came up, and they was getting rid of, I think, Anderson.
Yeah.
Or Anderson was in the trade. So they were. So I'm thinking, like, okay, you know, we're calling up the prospects, and
Yeah.
you know,
those
I'm gonna
gaps.
get the same treatment.
Right.
Clearing
know,
the
like
path for
where-
you.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, and that never happened.
Right.
Like I was just up there, and they basically, you know, Carlos Payne. I mean, not Carlos Payne, but Tony Payne
Tony
was
Payne.
just basically like, "Hey, welcome to the big leagues. It's time to be a big league player. Like you go out there and play, whatever." He never told me like my role in the big leagues,
Right.
and you know, I never understood that. So when I got sent down, I was like, you know, they sent me down. They was like, "Hey, we're sending you down to AAA, and we want you to get your bats." And
Because
you
you
know,
were
we-
playing like every second or third game or something like that, probably, right?
Correct.
Or- yeah.
I didn't know how to do that. You
Right.
know, I didn't.
Yeah.
I had to switch my routine up. They sent me down, and you know, when I went down, I struggled a little bit. I started changing my batting stance a little bit because you know I was like, okay, you know, and a lot of the guys that I played with throughout the minors like, Gettis, dude, what are you doing? Like you're a good player. Like why would you change that? It's like, man, I don't know. You know, I think you know this is probably the best fit for me. I can hit the ball. I can drive the ball. Heck,
Right.
my last game in the big leagues versus Baltimore Orioles, and I think I may have been 2 for 3 or 1 for 3, 1 for 2, a double off of Eric Bedard, and I got sent down, and I was just like, you know what, you know, I'm gonna get back. Then they sent me to Double A, and that's when my mind was like, what is going on? I
Right.
just
What are
tore
we
this
doing
league
here?
up.
Right. Right.
And it was a big adjustment, and I think I made, you know, I end up going to Double A. The best thing about me going to Double A is I got to hit with my hitting coach that I had. Terry Bradshaw was he was my hitting coach, and he got me back hitting well. And I was hitting like 4 or something in Double A, maybe 3. I forgot what it was. It was
It
crazy.
looks like you finished
And that's what-
362. That's
Yeah.
pretty darn
Yes.
good. 448 on base. That plays.
Yeah, that'll play.
Yes.
That'll play.
and then I broke my hamate bone because I believe if I don't break my hamate bone, I
Right.
get called up.
Sure.
I'm seeing the ball.
September.
I started seeing the ball again, like in 2003,
Right.
and
Yeah.
I truly believe if I don't get hurt, I think I'm in the big leagues.
Yeah.
that year.
Man.
You were with the big club when the trade went down. When Carlos Beltran got traded to the Astros, the Royals got Mark
Mm-hmm.
Tien, John Buck, and Mike Wood. I say we got the worst end of that
All
trade.
three of those guys. Yes, but all three of those guys are great dudes. I
Really?
talked to Tien. Man, yes, like Tien, Wood, and who
Buck.
else you say? Buck. So I played against Buck when he was with the Astros
Yeah.
through the minor leagues.
Minor leagues.
And we used to compete a lot and everything. And for him to now, the only thing is when he got traded to the bigs, two of my buddies, like I said, Scott Walter and Mike Tonis, were catchers at the time.
Right.
Gotcha.
And I was like, ooh, that's not good for them.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
got blocked.
right.
They're blocked
Yeah.
now. Right?
Correct.
Right.
Correct. But T-Han, hey man, the dude when he came to AAA, good looking kid, good look Southern California guy, and he was awesome. Mike Wood, awesome man. I talked to those guys. I was really good friends. Really just talking to them. And Billy Butler got drafted that year.
Yeah, he did.
I remember that.
Country
Oh,
He
breakfast.
got drafted.
Yeah.
Country breakfast. That's right.
Country
Hey.
breakfast.
So Billy Butler, look, this was embarrassing for me. Now I put on a show in band practice, right? In the bigs, but the high schooler was hitting in our group, put on a show, and Billy Butler was not missing the ball.
Really?
His bat speed, the ball, he was hitting out the stadium. Cause
Oh my gosh.
when he was the first round pick. They called
Yeah.
him up. I mean, they just let him come up there and hit batting practice and stuff, and it was impressive.
Was it?
Wow.
I mean, that
Yes.
dude was an incredible hitter. He through his whole career. I mean, he was never a fielder. He couldn't really
No.
field. There was always like he was a professional DH. But
That's what I was gonna
Absolutely.
say. He could play
But that
DH like a
dude-
champ.
but that dude, he was fun to watch
He
hit.
could rake. That's right.
Like fun
Man.
to watch hit.
Man, to see him playing like in the postseason in those games and
Oh.
stuff like that, and just knowing him as a youngster, like he had that in his eyes where he was like, dude, I got something in my hand that doesn't care what you throw up this way, I
Right.
can hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He was the
was-
see ball, hit
swinging
ball,
the tree
just
trunk.
compete.
Yeah, I always
Yep.
felt like those guys that got Tien and Buck and all those guys, they had a rough road because when you get traded for a guy like Carlos Beltran,
Yeah.
everybody is
That's who
like,
you're
well, you
associated
better
with."
be good because we got rid of Carlos Beltran. And they all had good careers. They were in the majors for several years, 4, 5, 6 years, all of them, but they never got the love because it was like they're part of the Beltran trade.
Yeah.
That's a tough hand.
Man, listen, man, Beltran, man, the guy, a lot of people that didn't know about Carlos, they didn't know how much of a student of the game he was.
Yeah.
When I was in Double A and he came down to rehab,
Yeah.
when big league is rehab, that's a big thing. Everybody's at the game. They're
Right.
like, Gettis, you got to hit second, and Carlos go hit third. I'm like, hey, that's fine with me.
That's pretty good protection.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
So Frisco Lariano was our hitting coach that year. So he had in 2003. I was locked in. So this was cool because when Beltran came to Double A, big leaguers they buy a big league spread, and everything. But we would hit together in the same group, and I could hear Beltran talking to Lariano and saying, "Hey, this guy can hit. Like he's strong. He hits the ball the opposite way well. So Beltran would tell me, "Hey, when you take a B pre, like do this, do that." And when we were playing games, he was there for about a week or so. I don't even know how
Yeah.
long it was. When we was playing games, he would help me make. Not only he taught me how to make pitch to pitch adjustments
Oh wow.
and bat to bat adjustments.
Wow.
But the thing that he was special at, he would get the pitcher's sign. Like he would know.
He could tell.
Like,
Wow.
oh my gosh, Beltran. If anybody played with Carlos Beltran, they would tell you he would get the pitcher's tendencies like this.
No way.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow.
So just the details of how they were holding the ball or winding up or whatever,
What
he would
pitch was
pick up
coming.
on.
Knew what was coming.
Yes. And
Wow.
he's one of the only guys. There's two guys. It's a couple of guys that did some impressive hitting, but Beltran would have a weighted short bat like you use for one hand,
Yeah.
and he would use it two hands and hit it out the stadium. Not the stadium, but hit it over the fence. His swing was so short because the bat was
Wow.
only arm's length, and
Right.
he would boom so short hit it out the stadium. Home
Really?
run.
Huh.
That's
And
crazy.
the person, the person I got called up to the big leagues for was Juan Gonzalez. He was on the
Oh, yeah.
team. He was
That's
on the
right.
team,
I
made the
totally
team.
forgot about Juan
too.
Gonzalez.
When he got hurt, that's how I got called up.
Oh, okay.
No way. I was going to ask you what had happened. I totally forgot that he had a cup of coffee with the Royals.
Yeah.
He would put a tee at home plate and hit the ball out the stadium.
Really?
Not out the stadium, but hit it over the fence. Like,
Yeah.
he's
that's
in the fountains.
impressive.
Juan
Yes,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
Off the tee.
Off a tee, generating backspin from a tee at home
That's so
plate.
hard
Boom.
to do.
Holy cow.
So,
unbelievable.
those got, man, being in the big leagues, I saw Manny Ramirez hitting. A lot of the stuff, Barry Bonds in spring training, talking
Yeah.
to him. Real good friends with Michael Tucker. I mean, it's
Oh,
so
Michael
many.
Tucker. I loved Michael Tucker. I
it's
loved
so
watching
many
Michael
good-
Tucker.
Desi Relaford used to get his hair done in spring training by my cousin.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's
So
awesome.
man, I'm telling you, man, I mean, I could spend hours telling you guys some great stories, like just
I got to tell you, Byron.
clubhouse stories, man.
We got to have you on again because, like,
Yes.
I started to say it's a long baseball season. We gotta
Like,
have
right.
we should have you on
another
again
handful of
because
stories.
you got
This is
so
awesome.
much great insight and expertise on the game, and I know to do what you did is impressive. There's
For
so
sure.
many great athletes and great baseball players who never get a cup of coffee in the show. They
Yeah.
don't. Like you see these guys every year, they get drafted in the first round, and you're like, oh, these guys. So many of them never make it. I was looking, the other
Yeah.
day, I was reading about Asa Lacy, right? The lefty
Yeah.
pitcher for the Royals got drafted the first round like 6-7 years ago out of Texas A&M, and he was like, can't miss, and Asa Lacy. Dude's done, right? Never got his cup of coffee, and you're like, this kid's a first round draft pick. Like, I mean, it's hard. It is
never can tell.
hard.
So on that note, Chisholm, I looked this up before because I think Kyson had asked, like, yeah, I mean, how many people make the big leagues? I'm like, not many. And
Right.
since 1876,
Yeah.
only 22,700 people have ever been to the show. And you're one of those,
That's
Byron.
crazy.
That's incredible.
crazy.
It's a short list, man.
That's
Out of
tiny.
the billions of people that have lived on this earth, and that's
Right.
Yes.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. All the different countries, everybody's represented in from Cahokia Senior High, baby. Byron
Right?
is one of those
Absolutely.
22,700.
Right.
I got a running joke, right? So my roommates were Curtis Grandison, David DeJesus,
Oh my God.
Norris Hopper, right?
Yeah.
All three of them played in the big leagues longer than I. I was there before all three of them.
Right.
When I made it to the big leagues before Grandison.
Yeah.
I made it to the big leagues before David DeJesus. He got called up once they
Wow.
traded Beltran.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And I was there before Norris Hopper.
Yeah,
who
Hopper
ended
didn't
up-
get it until 2006. He didn't make
Yes.
it until 2006.
And he was with the Cincinnati Reds when he made it. Well,
Right.
Royals
Yeah.
for a second, and then the Cincinnati Reds where he had a. And I said, man, I must have gave y'all all of the tips to how to make it to the big leagues for a long time. I got there first, but y'all stayed there longer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Man, so,
That's great.
but
Dude.
I got some great stories. Carlos Pena, I got a Hunted Hotel story about Carlos Pena, but that's for another time.
Well,
That's right.
we definitely want to have you on again. I do want to ask you though, for listeners.
Uh-huh.
So you're coaching football now. Tell us what you're doing now. You coach football, right? High school football.
Yes, I'm at Cokia High School. That's my alma mater. It's right outside of St. Louis. It's actually right across the river. I mean, we can see the arch from the
Oh
school.
wow.
Just got a new school. We're moving in August. Really nice facilities. And this is my hometown. Coming back home.
That's
got
so
to coach.
cool.
Yep. So I'm coaching football as well. We got a pretty good team. Really, really good student athletes, man. These guys,
Love
they
that.
get it. They understand it. So that's what I'm doing, working at the school, and just enjoying my my time back at Cokia, getting to watch my son grow up and play multiple sports. And
Your wife was saying he does all of them. All of them. I
Yes,
said, oh, so
all
he
of
hasn't
them.
picked
I
up
mean,
hockey
track-
yet. It's like, don't you put that in there.
track, baseball, football, and he did play basketball, but I think he's gonna focus more so on indoor track and
So he's fast.
baseball. Yeah, he's pretty fast.
What
man.
does he run? What does he run? And what does he run in track?
So never ran track in his life, never. Right, and during the spring we had a little football, like combine, and he ran a 4.5. So the football coach is also the track coach. He was like, "Guess your son is pretty fast." And I was like, "My son ain't never run track. I don't even think he know how to run. He's only a freshman."
He doesn't even know what direction to go.
I kid you not. The track coach, legendary track coach Barry Malloy, said, "Hey, I want to do a track test. I just want to see if his flexibility and he'll be a good track." My son passed it. So the Thursday, he was like, "You know what? We want him to come to practice. He probably need to go buy some track spikes." I never bought track spikes, so
Right.
I'm FaceTiming and Dick's like, "Is these the right spikes to get?"
Which one of these?
How
It's
long
like,
are
yeah,
these
get the ones that don't got a sole because those are sprinter spikes. He's a sprinter. I was like, okay. So they were supposed to have practice on a Friday, but they canceled because it was not homecoming. I forgot what it was. It was something, and they was like, "Hey, Gettis, we need your son to run in the track meet Saturday." And I was like, "He's never ran. He don't even know what he's gonna run. He's gonna probably be in an open 100. He's gonna run." I was like, "He's never ran track." And so my son come to me and said, "Dad, how do I break these spikes in?" I was like, "Run!" So I drop him off. I drop him off Saturday morning at this track meet that was in Springfield. I get a video and said, "Your son is running 100," and he ran 11.1.
Oh my
In the
God!
Never ran track.
His first
in his
time he
life.
runs 11.1.
Yes,
Wow.
and he doesn't know. They taught him how to come out the blocks that day. So he was running track and playing baseball. He's 15-year-old. I mean,
Good for
Dex
him.
him. He could run, guys. I mean, he knows his speed. He knows his game and stuff like that.
What position does he play in baseball?
Outfield.
Okay,
Outfield.
there you go. You
Yeah.
can teach him a thing or two about outfield. That's perfect.
Yeah, he can get to the ball faster than I can.
And we're pretty fortunate. Not much drops in our outfield in two particular spots.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, buddy.
You got some
Yeah,
coverage
buddy,
out there.
We do.
Hey, look, Tyson, boy. Woo. And he doesn't even play outfield. It's shocking to me, but I couldn't believe he plays center field. My son plays right, and I sit there next to Dex. I'm like, why is my son playing so close to the line? It looks like it's a mile long in between those guys, but when the ball's hit,
They got it.
nothing falls.
They got
Two
it.
that
people
gap,
calling
huh?
for it, man. It's crazy.
Oh, I love it.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So man, I'm enjoying it, man. I mean, it's just that time
You
of the year.
should.
And you know what? I don't watch baseball as much. Okay, so I'm a Mookie Betts fan.
Oh,
Mook
I
man.
love Mookie Betts.
Love
You know,
Mookie.
so watching the Dodgers and stuff, and seeing Shohei, seeing all this stuff, man, how
All of them.
analytical stuff has gotten,
Shohei
and
is an alien. He is an alien.
Right.
Hey, Freddie Freeman has
But-
been pretty darn good for a while too.
I would say.
It's like, geez, that
still
seems
to this
so
day,
stupid.
Barry Bonds is to me the best. But that's because like
Absolutely.
back in the day, Shohei don't get walked. They actually
No.
pitch to him,
Right.
Yeah.
and I'm like, what are you doing? He's
I
gonna
was-
beat you every time.
I was telling my son this the other day, and he didn't believe me. I had to pull up the stats. I was like, when Barry Bonds was in his prime, when he was in the home, which was like 15
8
years.
years long. Yeah.
But when he was on the home run track, and I know the steroid, all that doesn't matter. He was great before that. They were walking him with the bases loaded.
Yeah, twice in 1 year.
Intentionally.
Yes. It's like, we'll
Because
just take
they
the
were
one,
like,
man.
we'll give, you can have one run. We just don't want you to get 4. Like,
Don't
that's how
clear 'em.
ridiculous. My son was like, no way, no one would do that. I was like,
Yep.
you got to understand
they
how
did.
this man hit the ball at the time.
Yeah. And every single time. Yeah.
When you guys get a chance, I just recently saw. Now I'm sure y'all been seeing the Greg Maddux and Barry Bonds how they was doing the interview.
Love it.
But the last one that I just saw was Chipper Jones when he was playing the outfield, talking about Barry Bonds being the greatest player he's ever played against, and Bobby Cox's reaction to all the pitches that threw to him, because they said before the series they was like, we're gonna walk him every time.
Oh,
But
wow.
every time he came up, they pitched to him and he hit a home run like 3 times in that series. And Bobby
Boy,
came in.
that
They
Bobby
said
was
Bobby
hot.
Cox. Hey, they said he came into the lock. Are you still dumping? Are you gonna pitch to him again? And they said they will walk. And this is why I say Barry. You will walk him 4 times, and he will see 3 strikes the entire series, and
Yeah.
one of them will be a home run.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And that you don't see that nowadays.
It's
No.
impossible what he did.
That's
It
and
is.
that's why.
Because you're right. What you said to begin with, baseball is a failure sport. Like, you
Unless you're
should
Barry
not
Bonds.
be. You should not be able to get 3 strikes, in a series and hit 1 out. Like that shouldn't happen.
Right.
I saw him play in New York, and this was during the time he hit 73.
Yeah.
And I say, how you go to a Chicago Bulls game when Michael Jordan was playing, and he hits the game-winning shot. You like, this is what
Yeah.
I came here for.
Yes.
Michael Jordan hit the game-winning shot.
Yes.
So I go to this game, and Mo Vine hits a home run. I'm like, I'm in baseball, but I'm as a spectator
Right.
because Barry Bonds on his track, and he hits a home run, and I'm just like, guys, I went to this game, bought a ticket,
To see this.
and he hit a home run, and I'm like,
Where's the
I,
price
that's
of
amazing to
admission?
me.
I'll tell you what, Byron. That season, I was traveling for work to San Francisco, and I was supposed to fly out on a red eye from San Francisco that night, at night, 11 o'clock flight, and the Giants were in town, and it was early in the season, and Bonds was killing it, and I was like, I don't care. I want to at least go to the first part of the game, so I bought a ticket. And I went to the first part of the game. He got up first inning, and it's the hardest ball I've ever seen hit live. He hit the ball. He hit it in the bay. Remember how he?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
He hit it in the
The
bay
kayakers were busy when he was
in
there.
the first inning, and I was like, "Dear God, that was amazing!" Like I have never seen anything like. I left at the 5th inning, and I didn't care. I was like, I saw Barry Bonds hit a home run. Like it was like he was such a spectacle that year. It was unreal.
Just for being Major League Baseball player, good slugging. Like 500, 550 is pretty good slug.
I would say, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yes,
So,
yes. I would say right
Barry-
around 500.
Yeah, that's a
Barry
good
600
Bonds'
is like
slugging
elite.
that year was 863.
Hey, man.
It's comical. Video games don't get that high. Like it's
No.
incredibly
No.
stupid how good he was.
No.
like
That puts
a
his
couple
OPS
years
at,
later,
like,
he got walked
1.3 or something.
232 times. He only had 370 at bats in a season because he has so many walks.
370 at bats.
Yes, it's just
That's like 2 a game, 2.5.
and 120 of them were intentional.
That's the part
crazy.
that I tell people.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
When you see stats like that, show me. Show me where you see stats like that.
Like
you
that
know?
is
No one has them. He's
can't.
he's one of one, and that was
can't.
that was this 4th year of 4 straight MVP wins. And the year
Right.
before that, he got second, and because that one he just was a floozy 49 homers. He only had a freaking slug of 688, and that's the year he came second. Like, I don't know who was in 2000. It must have been McGuire.
Oh, probably McGuire in 2000.
Yeah, or Sosa.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
one of those two.
Yeah, one of those two, because that was the
Actually,
year
it totally
that
was
they.
because they hit 72, and the next year he went 73.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it was.
that's right. That's right.
Barry Bonds, ridiculous.
Oh,
But, all
so
right, we
great.
got to give Byron his time back.
Yeah,
I want to
Byron,
thank you so much for
so
joining us.
great.
Though.
dude, this is so. Hey, you know what else I love, Byron? I want to say this too before we go. I love that you are back in your hometown, giving back. You know, going back into the schools, coaching young kids, putting them on the right way. That is awesome to me. The fact that you're doing that now is so cool to me, and I admire you for that more than anything. So thank you for doing that. That's a huge deal.
Absolutely, man. I just believe that's my calling. You know, I love seeing the growth in people, especially the youth. And man, you know, it's been a blast. You know, the resources these kids have now, and you know, I just want to make sure that I give them as much as I can.
Yeah.
You know, as far as knowledge and using those resources, because we didn't have
Right.
what they have now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
man, it's just been, you know, it's been a pleasure, man. I tell you that, man. You know,
Yeah.
Colquitt Heights has changed. The youth, you know, baseball is not the same unless you play in select. And I just so happened to coach the team that we had guys on the team that's never played baseball. You know, we
Right.
struggled, but to see them kids learning and getting better over the
That's
years,
cool.
and it's been awesome. And I can't wait till next year. And just to see everybody, you know, get better and stuff like that.
I love that. That's so cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're learning how to
Double
throw
A
four
man is-
seams earlier than you did.
That's right.
Man, and
Absolutely.
They all do. They
Right.
all do.
Right.
That's
know.
the first lesson, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Holding the ball.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome.
That's great.
So great.
I love to see your passion. I mean, it's clear, like you said before we started recording, you just love baseball, love talking about
Yeah.
it, love being around the game. So it's great to see you. Great to have you on the show, and
Yeah.
we're already looking forward to the next time you come on. So tell
Absolutely.
us even more,
Absolutely.
even more Zach Greinke stories, I think.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Terrific.
Keith Bodie, that was my Double A manager.
Keith Bodie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
hard nosed guy. So I attribute, you know, a lot of my success, especially that year. And my favorite thing that year is I played every single game that year. I
Oh,
didn't
wow.
sit out a
Awesome.
game.
That
at
doesn't
all.
happen anymore.
That was as many of the numbers and stuff. Keith kept rolling me out there. I wanted to be out there. It didn't matter if I struck out 5 times. I still, you know, I needed to get out there because I wanted to make it.
I
And,
love that.
Yeah.
Keith helped me.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love
very
it.
awesome.
Just shout out for the people that make a difference. That's cool.
For sure.
Absolutely.
All right, Byron. Well, thank you very much. We'll let you
Yeah.
get going. But
This
I
is
do
a
want to
great
bring you back.
episode.
So for future episode, we'll talk a little more baseball. I do want to talk about kind of from your coaching perspective, kind of the differences between youth sports today.
Yeah, we'll do that
Obviously,
next
just
time.
Legion ball back in the day. So we'll do a follow-up episode on that, Shrewdness. So don't worry. We'll get back to it. But just thank you so much for tonight, and really appreciate your time, Byron.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
cheers. That's
It
true.
was
I appreciate y'all for having me, man. I can't wait till the next
Yeah.
time.
Thank you,
Awesome.
It's
Byron.
been awesome.
All right,
Yep.
so
Yeah, thank you
until
much.
next week. So we'll come up some more kind of. We'll be talking some Royals baseball. And we'll be getting into some football content as we move forward. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, just talking baseball and hearing these stories, because you can't get these anywhere else. It was awesome. We had a blast doing
right.
the show tonight.
Yeah.
So appreciate it. And until next time, stay shrewd.
Stay shrewd, everybody.
Thanks, Root.